Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. Uh, as I promised before, today I try to start this live session sooner. Hopefully, we can do more of these kind of talk during the weekdays. And now we are live on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Amazing, right? This is technology. This is the beauty of 2021. And today we are going to talk about net worth. It is actually a tricky question. What is your net worth? I remember first time, maybe months ago, I heard about net worth for the first time. It was so ridiculously disrespectful to me. The question that what is your net worth? So what are you talking about? And the more I just get to know this mindset, the more I realize it is actually a common question that people ask you. What is your net worth? I still believe it's not a polite question. It is disrespectful, in my opinion. But then I thought about it that it's actually nice to know your net worth, not in just, let's say, your money, your houses, your cars, your everything you have in your bank account. Your net worth is way more than these numbers. And it is a really important question. What is your net worth? Do you know your net worth, your value, or not? So I thought maybe today we can talk about it a little bit. It's relevant to the post that I uploaded today about your value. And let's see. I think that would be an interesting conversation. Hopefully, my friends can join and share their opinion, their thoughts, so we can get to know what people think around the world about net worth. And yeah, so let's see who we can start the talk with. Hello?
Hi, hello.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Good. I'm fine, thank you.
I cannot see you. I don't know if it's you are. This is what you want to, or just this is your.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not. I was not ready to talk to you,
No
but
problem.
it is really interesting uh, to switch it and see that you have a nice topic you're talking about.
Oh, actually, no problem. It's. I just wanted to make sure that this is what you wanted. Like, yeah. So your camera is on or not. So, do you mind,
Yeah,
please? Would you like introduce yourself?
yeah. I'm Sami. I'm living in Germany, and I always follow you to your nice thought and really valuable speech that you always share with people, and some kind of positive thoughts that you share, and that really inspires me.
Thank you, thank you. And it's really nice to talk to you, and I appreciate your feedback. I really do. So, what do you think about the topic today about net worth?
Yeah, I mean, it is I think every individual life have a individual life. They have a network, and we really need to focus in which network we are actually. And we must think deeply that we must somehow find it that the network that we have to make it. It is all in our decision that to do it, to which way that we focus on which network we are keep doing and keep doing in life. That's really important topic actually.
Well, so yeah, the fact is that so many people actually believe that your net worth is your network, and they say that, like, if you surround yourself with people who have like high value, you eventually will be part of the game. And it's right. So you are the average of 5 people around you. This is a fact. But I want to more talk about individual value or net worth, like the one, everyone has an image, self-image. They actually have some value for themselves. It's different than what you announce or what you present to the society and your friends or your family and people who actually, this is different with the image that you project from yourself. I want to more talk about this one today. So what do you think about that?
I think it is really important that a life that we have actually, it is not as much that we think that we all it is a limit. Yeah, we have the life that some sort of that we make a good network in order to do for families and friends, a kind of sharing love, sharing positivity, and sharing some sort of that we guiding in the right ways actually.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the network that we doing is to do is actually is to focus on the friends and family, and actually it is our life, and it is some sort of values that we really take care of to be some sort of help and to share positive side of life actually. And you choose some sort of friends that take your time and waste your time, and you have to actually and somehow you have to deny, you have to take the right decision to choose good friends, to choose someone who is really valuable and to have affected. Yeah. Please, you should have a positive effect to your friends and your families.
Well, thank you, Samit. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for your share. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you very much. I always see your videos, and it inspires me actually. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bless. Thank you. Okay, so we already had one guest on Instagram, and see, we are now live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. Hello, everyone. We're talking about self-value, self-worth, and the question is, what is your net worth? It is a tricky question, I know. And as I said, first time I actually faced this question, and someone asked me, not directly, but it was a conversation, and someone asked that, what is your net worth? And I was like, what? That was offensive. I still believe that's an offensive question. in material world, but do we really know our value or not? Let's talk more about this topic. I try to keep the balance between Instagram and TikTok. Let's see, we have one guest on TikTok. We come back to Instagram later. And hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Uh,
Nice to talk to you. Nice to see your live.
nice to talk to you too. What do you mind introducing yourself? What's your name?
My name is Nasreen.
Nasreen. I believe we talked before, right?
Yes, we did 2 times.
Okay, yeah, that is really good that people like my friends come back each time and bring more value. Thank you for joining me again. So, what do you think about the question today? Where are you from? Where are you joining from, Nasreen? I think it's UK, right?
Actually, I'm from Mauritius, but I live in London.
London, yeah, I remember you were in London, UK. Okay, so what do you think about the topic today?
I just joined. Actually, I did not listen to all your conversation.
Mhm.
Can you tell me it's about what?
Self-value.
Talking about?
The question is, what is your net worth? But I mostly want to talk about, do we really know our value? Do we actually value ourselves properly or not?
I did not think about value myself, but I do value people who valued me.
Mm-hmm.
Like my friend, my best friend. I value my parents, my mom and dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just lost my best friend, and then I knew how much I valued her.
I'm so sorry to your loss.
Thank you. That's fine. It's really difficult to move on. I feel like I'm lost without her. We used to talk every night, so now she's not here anymore. Yeah, but value, I feel if you give someone, if you value someone, and then that person I never thought about value myself, but I thought about I value the people around me.
Okay, that is, I think, hopefully today's topic is a good start, good beginning. Let's just think about, do we actually value ourselves properly? Do we, so you talk about you valuing your friends, and at least I think we have to respect and value ourselves as much as we value our friends, if not more.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, that I think that is something to consider, because you, as you said, so sometimes we forget.
I thought about that. Actually, it's a good question, and it's true. You have to value yourself first, then you can value someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, yeah, that's true. I have to think about that to value myself first.
Okay.
But this is maybe some people, they are like this, like me. I am like this. I don't think about me. I think about like the people who's around me. I always think about the people around me to make them happy. What can I do? What should I do to make them happy?
And why do you think you do this? Why? What is the reason for that?
It makes me happy. It makes me happy. If you're happy, if the people around me is happy, it makes me happy.
And do you receive back the value you put in others? Do you actually feel the same, that people are actually giving back the respect and value?
Not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time. Yes, my friend who passed away, she was, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I can say 100% she was, but not every people are like that. Sometimes you do get people who value you the way you value them. Sometimes you don't. Most of the time you don't. We are living in a material world where people think like, oh, I have to gain something from you to be with you. Otherwise, they will not care about you.
Yes, that is true, and I believe that no one put you first in their life but you. I can guarantee that you are not on top of the list of anyone else's life. At least make yourself priority in yours. That is something to consider.
That's very
Yeah.
true. Very true. Unfortunately, we are living in a material world.
Well, it's so, as long as everyone has the same approach, I don't think it's, yeah, of course, the life, the materialistic life is somehow annoying sometimes, but if we all accept this fact that this is human nature, to put ourselves first, and then we prioritize our needs, our interests, our uh, everything else, and then we can just start to build up our community, our connections, our people around us. This is like a normal human behavior, but sometimes we forget to put ourselves first, because uh, unfortunately sometimes it could be like a people pleasing behavior. We just scare of losing people, so we just keep putting them first, which is not a healthy behavior. But thank you for joining me. It's always nice to talk to you. You already had,
You're welcome.
yeah.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go back to our friends on Instagram, and let's see what we have here. We have a beautiful list of people who wants to join, and let's see if we can talk to Jinan. Meanwhile, I try to connect. Hello. Hi.
I'm sorry, I'm just very laid back. It's almost midnight here. I'm in Lebanon.
Lebanon.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. How are you? Let me just, the other phone is dying. Let me just plug the.
Sure,
Okay.
take your time.
It's okay. Yeah. So just nice. Okay. All good. How are you doing? What's your name? Jinan?
Jinan.
Jinan from
Well,
Lebanon.
first off, thanks. Yeah, thanks for allowing me to join.
All good. Yeah. What is it?
My earplugs fell.
No problem.
Okay. So basically, it's very funny that you're speaking about this. Can you hear me?
Yes. Awesome. Great.
Okay, so it's funny you're speaking about this because I've been struggling with this thought today alone because of a job interview I had. But
Mhm.
so I think when it comes to net worth, you cannot look at it as a lump sum. Like you ought to look at it in two different matters. Okay, so if we're going to be speaking about this earthly matrix, yes, how much you make and what you have, unfortunately today tells people who you are. Okay. But deep down, we are not what we do, and we are not how much we make, right? So supposedly, going down that thought pattern, how happy you are should be your net worth. How healthy you are should be your net worth. How many people's life you've changed or impacted or touched upon should be your net worth. Okay. Yet still, I believe what you're doing is actually one of the best examples to say helping other people or inspiring other people, sparking light within other souls should be monetized, because in the end we cannot escape the fact that we're living in this matrix, right? But we shouldn't be validated on net worth. We shouldn't be
you know, like how important whatever we do is shouldn't be weighted upon how much money we're making out of it, or how much access do we have, or you know. So that being said about the matrix aspect of it is something. Also, then again, I tell you that once I started therapy, I think a couple of years ago, I realized helping other people, because I'm always the first to help. I'm always rushing there, just like the other lady was saying. I would put people first. It doesn't matter how drained I am. It doesn't matter how tired I am. If someone is in need, I'm the first one there, right? I realized that's just another ego game. It's just another ego trick that is feeding upon being needed. It's like you're not worthy enough if people is not in need of you. You're not worthy enough if people are not coming to you for advice. You know, it's just another game. It's just another trick the ego is playing. Okay, so there should be a balance, no doubt. There should be proper intention and how far you go and when you go to help and how you do the help, because there was also a lot of judgment in that area. You know, you're already going in a sense of, I know more. Please let me be God for you now. You know, like I'll tell you what to do and what not to do. But at the end of the day, we are living in this matrix. Today, like, you know how you feel offended when people say it's your network? I feel the same way when people are interviewing me for jobs, asking my expectations. You shouldn't be asking me what I expect in salary. You should be having a salary bracket for those tasks that you're asking for, you know? And I know how to maneuver through. I've been in business for way too long. I'm 34. I've been working since I was 17. So it's not that I can't get out of that question or get to whatever I want. But then again, can you truly quantify the value that you put on the table? Can you truly quantify what your energy brings to a workplace? Can you truly quantify your human journey or your human experience or your, you know, you're quantifying this now? Seriously, it's like I'm saying I can quantify pain, or I can quantify love, or I can, you know?
Well,
So it's a struggle.
I truly love your share. Like you are so damn right about everything you say. I can see that you are talking from the exact point of view that I'm talking. And so you're adding more value around. Even people ask you about your expectations. It is complicated. You cannot say, okay, you know, it's a fine line between self-worth and being realistic in term of making a life out of it. It's actually important to talk about. But let's go to, you know, like that the ego part that you mentioned, that even sometimes acting selflessness is an act of ego, and it's so complicated.
Sure.
You know, like this feeding our soul by others, and the affirmation that we receive, and this all this kind of like good feeling that we have when we help. It's, are we willing to do the same if no one else knows?
Watching.
Yeah, that's integrity. You do the good thing, you did do the right thing when no one's watching, and that is important.
Yeah,
Yes.
but even if no one is watching, you're still feeding off the fact, the notion of knowing I am of help to that person. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Even forgiving is a game of ego sometimes, in some ways, you know? Like, this is a personal experience, okay? Seriously. It took a lot to understand, or maybe the way, my pace of understanding things, deep understanding of my core takes a long time, maybe. But for me, this was one bit that took ages for me to understand. Even when people do me harm, I jump to forgiving them. All willingly, all like wholeheartedly. Don't misunderstand me, but thinking that, you know, virtuously, righteously, you know, spreading love and acting all good and all this and that, but in essence, in truth, I was jumping to forgiving the person so that I don't have to confront within me the pain caused. So that it's like I used forgiveness to run away from confrontation, from pain, from grief, from learning, and then forgiving them and forgiving me, forgiving myself. you know?
Yeah.
So even like there's a lot of tricks that is being, you know, and I don't judge ego itself. I don't think ego is a bad thing. Separation is very needed for us to have a human experience. This is the whole point of us being here. But yes, it's very tricky indeed. And it needs a lot of conscious awareness while you're doing a good deed, while you're feeling a positive, you know, emotion or loving or forgiving or helping. It really needs to be coming from a place of not being selfless, but being truly considerate only of the person in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the most precious thing that you shared today was the fact that there are, let's say, intellectual properties that no one can put a price on it. The things that your health, your, you know, your, the fulfillment you feel after you do something with your job, or the satisfaction you have with your job, and everything. Like, you might not make millions a day, but I can guarantee that there are people who does make millions a day. It doesn't mean that they definitely necessarily are this you know this case, but they can be less fulfilled than you are. Yeah.
So their net worth should be how happy you are.
Mm-hmm.
How happy are you?
That is
and
correct.
that is never relevant to how much you've got.
True. Beautiful share. Thank you for joining. It was really precious to talk to you.
Thank you. You're very precious, and I always follow you, and you make my days every day. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, see, guys, we have amazing people from all around the world who join and drop these nuggets of wisdom, gems. And my sister is watching me right now. Hello, sis. Love you. Okay, so let's see if we can talk to, because apparently we have no guests on TikTok. Let's see if we can have more guests on Instagram here. Of course. Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for joining me again.
Well, thank you. It's Europe and still okay.
It's not 5 a.m. anymore.
Not 4 a.m. no,
Awesome.
Fortunately.
Okay. So for people who probably do not know you, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, indeed. I am Victoria from Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
And I am actually a communication consultant, but also, and that I didn't tell you, I'm also a value and visibility coach. And why did I add that since now, not even 6 months ago? Because I saw that although I'm doing marketing and communication, I think it's very important for entrepreneurs to value themselves as a human being. And I'm helping them on a private and a business level. And why am I doing this? We always work, but never think ahead of why am I doing this, and is this aligned with who I am? And that's something that I really want to make sure that people think ahead on their project and on their why. If a business entrepreneur, and I've had some in the past, we're always thinking about, I have to make that much money, or I have to do this or this or this. And then I said, look, are you okay with that? Some went into burnout because they were focused on having the money or having the success or having the visibility all the time, and they were not aligned with who they really were. So that's why I choose value and visibility. I also say to people, you can choose to be visible and earn money, and you can choose to be invisible and earn money. That's also social media. You can choose how you're going to present yourself. And many people think they need to be out there all over the place all the time. For some, it works super well.
as yourself. That's the nice thing about it. And as other people that are very shy, they don't feel comfortable with that at all. And we don't need to be all extroverted to be on social media. Because I think, and I will not say too much, but I think you are an introvert, but very good at extrovert qualities you have and you put out there. So that's why it's important to be aligned with our own values, to be able to have good self-worth, and to be able to produce something or give something to the world in many ways aligned with who we are. And that self-worth is not easy to know. Some people have it because they have a very good background. They had a lot of people helping them. Others, they had to learn very, very late.
Well, very interesting topic, and interesting, the way that you help people with this, let's say, self-value and visibility. But how do you do this? I mean, sometimes it's kind of complicated when you, let's say, as a doctor, you know that what you do is needed. You are helping someone in need. You cannot put a price on it. That's why doctors mostly are not good in social media, because social media is all about selling an idea, selling a product, selling a service, selling a thought, and whatever it is. And doctors are not good at selling because they learn that everything they do is selfless, and there's no such a thing as marketing. And maybe 2% of doctors can do that. But how you I believe that you might have this kind of like clients that they believe that what they do is so precious and it's way more beyond numbers, that they cannot put a number on what they do.
When people believe in their project and they put a strategy on it, that's where everyone fails. That's the strategy side. And they believe and they walk the talk, people come to them. It's nearly attraction marketing. Some entrepreneurs didn't do many things to get the word out, but they were always very congruent, always very consistent, and always very clear with their message. Even if they say, I'm just doing this, or I'm just doing, let's say, there was a person who does fashion, but I'm only into fashion for this kind of fashion and not the other one. When they are clear, people get to know them. We had a very famous designer of hats in Brussels. Everyone knew him. Everyone knew he was the man for the hats. But when you know what you're doing, and even I know people who are also, let's say, working as caregivers, but they do part-time in the hospital and part-time they do some alternative like nutrition or they help people to get better. But they do make their marketing work for them. And as soon as the thing is clear and someone keeps on that track and keeps aligned with who they are, they get clients. I've been working for 18 years, ups and downs, because communication is not easy. But the funny thing is that I was known for the translator, being a translator. Now, I'm not that. Come to me for that part. So that's something I don't need to do any marketing around. As I have already made an expertise, and doctors are the same. Doctors do have not a plan, but they do have the marketing privileges of being the good at.
I think your connection is.
Hope you can see me.
Yeah, now it's better.
Yes, my connection is not good.
Yeah, it's that was like not.
If we get broken off, so sorry, but it's often the case. I'm not in Antarctica.
No, Belgium, right? Brussels, I think that is like one of the.
Yeah. Normally it works well, but sometimes there is a bug. So sorry about this.
No problem. Yeah, so you already added so many good point and value, of course. Thank you for joining, and it's always nice to hear from you. But now I think so. Is there
Thank you, Dr. Idman.
anything else like to wrap it up? Anything that is you just
Yes, just connect with yourself every day. That's what I would like to say to your audience.
Mhm.
Check on your own values on a daily basis.
daily basis? Yeah, that is right. Okay, thank you so much for joining me again, and it's always nice to hear from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a very good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. Go back to yourself, connect to yourself deep down every day, daily basis. Always use this flight airplane thing as an example. 1 degree angulation deviation in the long run, you will end up somewhere else. Yeah. So let's see what else do we have here. Yeah, so our friends on TikTok just watching and enjoying the topic. They do not want to join at all, but it's okay, guys. You can join, you can watch, you can. It's like a liberal democracy. That's how it is. Thank you. And of course, our friends on YouTube are watching. Guys, please subscribe on my YouTube channel as well. See how good is that? Like it's a big screen, like wide. You can watch it that way, not in this baby shot, baby like scene, whatever it is. So let's talk to more friends here on Instagram. And yeah, it's Turpit Soman. God help me with the names. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Hello.
It's midnight here in India.
Oh, it's midnight in India. Good midnight.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
Good. How are you?
Do you mind to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. Hi. I'm Trupti. I live in India, Pune, Maharashtra, and I work in an IT company.
Okay.
And enjoying my life full on.
Okay, beautiful. That's good.
And the special thing that I'm connected to you is I work for a Bell Canada.
What you work for what?
Bell.
Oh, Bell company, like the phone. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you work from India for Bell?
Yes.
Beautiful. See, guys, this is like new life 2021 from Pune. Worked for a company, one of the biggest phone provider in Canada. And how does it work for you?
Work is fine. It's lovely. Its company is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And they really care for their employees. And I will never leave this company.
Okay, great. And what do you think about the topic today? Net worth.
Yeah, I joined little late. So can you please tell me exactly what topic was?
We're talking about net worth, but not the way that people know this concept. We talk about self-value and self-worth, and mostly intellectual properties, the value that no one can actually tell you how much does it worth.
Yeah, I think that people should keep their own things on their mind. Like, if I like for XYZ thing, that if someone is saying, no, you are not doing
this is not a good thing. So we should not listen to all those people. We have to do the things which we like and which is correct.
So it means that no one can give you your exact net worth, your exact value, but you. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yes. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you. Have a beautiful night. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay. And this is an awkward moment of silence, which we cannot do much about it. We should just wait for the potential guest to join. That is exactly what we're doing here. Okay. Someone declined me like cold-hearted, but it's okay. Hello? Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for this amazing, admiring videos that you always do.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
So do you mind to, like, will you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Hayat. I'm originally Palestinian from the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay, great. Thank you for joining me today. What do you think about the topic, self-value and net worth?
Okay, so I actually watched it from the beginning, and I actually listened to how you comment about it when you were asked, and it was kind of offended, and I would definitely agree. I think, and I commented earlier, I think net worth, when anybody think or talk about it, immediately they think of materialistic, of money, of wealth. So to me, I really don't like the topic. I actually commented and said it could be a much better as your social worth, because eventually that talk about social life and your work, it will get you into the net worth. I think your main focus on it is getting about the human value, our own value.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I'm actually working on with a lot of people, and I help a lot of people, and I'm working on getting my own podcast to talk about it. I'm editing my book to publish. I'm very empath, and I love working with people and helping out. And as a single mom, it's been really tough and learning a lot about situation, how to help women especially. I think having a value, listening to knowing your value and who you are and what you're worth is very, very important. Now, just to everybody to know, it's not something easy. It does not come overnight. Don't listen to somebody telling you to try this and you do it once and you think, okay, never mind. It takes a lot of work. You have to do it every single day. It may not work the first, the second month. It will eventually you will feel your worth. You feel so much happier. But you have to go after it every day. I literally had to talk to myself. Not myself. I'm great. I'm valuable. I'm this and that. You just have to learn how to mind and your soul, and eventually get there. Again, some people went through certain lifestyle, childhood, how they got raised, how they went through certain things of attitude from parents. So that eventually caught up on them and affect them. And for them to work on that, it's going to be very, very, very hard. I know so many people that they're absolutely amazing and they're like socially they're great, doctors, or they're educated and all that, and they don't value themselves because of how unfortunately they were raised. So I think also a comment about the lady earlier, I think we should listen to everybody and pick the right type from everybody, and then choose the right thing that we want. I don't think we can just shut everybody, because that's how we're going to learn. And you just do what makes you feel comfortable. So self-value is very, very important, and it's the hardest thing to reach. It does need a lot of work, a lot of crying, a lot of stress, a lot of everything.
A lot of isolation, a lot of mental work. Yeah.
A lot. It is not easy. Just like when they always talk about self-love. I used to sit and think, it's like, what the hell are they talking about? Self-love. Okay, well, I love myself. They keep telling you, like, oh, you just talk to yourself. I love myself. I love myself. Well, yeah, but that's not easy to tell that to someone. You have to love yourself. Well, look at the history. If you're talking to a woman that's 40 years old, let's look at the 40 years of her life, what she went through, or he, and all that scars inside. It does not fade right away. It takes time. So self-love, and value, it takes a lot of time, a lot of work. I would speak for myself. I had to work on myself tremendously, a lot. And till I got where I am, and I love helping other people who talk to women and help them out. But the topic is great. It's wonderful. I mean, the main of it. I don't like the topic saying you're the need word. That irritates me always because it just talks about more materialistic. And, I've been in a situation that somebody will be talking in a conversation and say, what do you want from life? How much you make? What's your, I'm like, it's not a race. It's not a race. And everyone needs to listen to what their life and their situation, their style. Your style is different than others. What your needs and wants of life is different than what I want and need in life. And so do the rest of the people. Everyone has a situation, individual person situation, lifestyle that we live in. Some people are single, some people are not married, some people are single moms, they have kids to take care of. There's so much of this society that puts pressure on us that sometimes we just reach the point that we just want to give up. And I think you just said something earlier that, and I believe in that, is look at the 5 people that you surround yourself, and you know where your future going to be. And that's when I messaged and I said, I think the topic being talked about social worth, it will lead to a network, because your social network is very, very, very important. To me, I think I'm not the richest person, I'm an average person, but what I always say, I'm very, very wealthy. Because wealth is, to me, is who you are, your soul, your kindness, how genuine you are, how you treat people, how you give, how you look at things, how you understand things. You look at things from from a wider lens, and always expect, like when you look at people, you look at them from a positive, not the negative, and you just give them the benefit of the doubt till they prove themselves wrong. So to me, that's the goal. I never think of wealth is just money. There's so many. We were talking with some of my friends about this the other day, and I said, there's so much going on around money that the whole world, all the topic, everything we talk about is money, money, money. What did we get? Look at Steve Jobs. Made all the money. Did he take anything with him? We forgot the value of certain things that really get us into that worth. And I'm a very sensitive person, and I just get so worked out about these things. And I think another thing that I would love for you to do, I'd love to join you in a podcast. It's something that both of us will have the same ideas of reaching out to the world in the way we want to deliver certain idea, but in a good, genuine way. Not that we're out in the world just for being famous and making money or being on TV or being this. And I think that's a core value of what each person would do to kind of deliver good, genuine ideas. I think a good topic would be, not a topic, a good show would be like for kids. If you notice all the talks, the shows, and even all the speakers, we all talk and communicate, and we deal with adults. We're all adults. You're talking about 25 and older. And sometimes I think we really, really, really need to focus and work on the core of our kids, because those are our future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that we need to really feed and help them out. It's going to help the rest of the future. And just talking to kids, because I think kids really go through a lot of drama in their life, whether school or family or etc.
Yeah, and I believe it's if you are ever want to do something for the future, and like as we all says, oh, we're going to change the world for better. If you really want to change the world for better, you need to focus on kids, children, because this generation is actually building up. It's now you can teach them things easily that you cannot ever think about changing in maybe in 10 years. The mindset and when the thing is formed, it's really hard to change. But when they're growing, and I believe I always had this idea of making it like affirmation messages for kids. That's all about their worth. And just imagine a kid from between 5 to 10 years old listen to 10-minute affirmation, positive affirmation every day as a routine. And these generation would be unbeatable. When someone tell you that you are worthy, you can do anything you want, you are strong, you are confident. Instead of tell your children you are beautiful, tell them that you are smart, you are worthy, you are precious. It's not about the look, it's about, so you just give them the good affirmation. Imagine after a couple of years, every day, same positive thoughts and positive words. I think that would change a lot.
Absolutely. Even us as adults, this is something that I do every single day. I listen to affirmation. I get up in the morning and I just open my arms and I say, I'm open to love and happiness and prosperity and abundance. I just try to bring that energy. Sometimes I feel but you know what? I still do it. I push myself. I always affirm myself. And I did not just all of a sudden I'm born doing these things. In the last 3 years, that's how I learned mantras, listening to so many different speakers and talkers, and I just take who fits my needs and that I can really absorb his information, because there's so many people talking. There's some people that it just does not connect with. Everyone needs to listen to as many people as they want and pick the one that really makes them feel comfortable and connected.
Mm-hmm.
The affirmation is definitely and writing down. A lot of people just have so much inside and just have to write what they feel, or maybe it will take a little bit out of their pressure and make them feel good, and just write information about themselves and how they feel about themselves. I think it helps. I know for me, it helps me a lot because I write. I'm a writer, so it gives me just to write all my feelings. I make a poetry actually out of my writing, my feelings. So.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much for your share. Thank you for joining me. It was really nice to talk to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Okay. Yeah. So something about this affirmation, it might sound a little bit, like not easy to accept, especially at the beginning, but who knows that how does life work? I mean, that is not something that we can talk about. But affirmation works on your subconscious. And you cannot just walk around and say, yeah, I'm so confident, I'm so good, because it's just, it is your conscious. It doesn't work. So 95% of what happens to you is on your subconscious. That's why I believe that it's important for children, for kids around age maybe 3 to 7. Before 7, you're all subconscious. You cannot even, consciously remember your decision making, or that's how you will learn to. It's a surviving mode. But if you want to do this affirmation, sometimes it's better to use it while you are going to sleep or you're waking up. This is a period of time that your brain is still in a transition mode. We call it like hypnagogic or hypnopompic. You're still, you have access to your subconscious, and that's the best time to use this affirmation as maybe an audio or something, and just put it on when you're falling asleep. This is how it just get in. Anyways, this is a topic for later, but yeah, beautiful shares, and it's all nice to talk to you all. Let's we have some people on TikTok. It's okay. Hello, hi. Hello, everyone. Hello, hi. Hi, how are you? Thank you. It's Iman, please. What is your name?
It's Saraswati.
Saraswati, right? Okay. So where are you from?
I'm from Nepal.
From Nepal. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. What do you think about the topic?
It's interesting, but it depends how we are raised and which kind of environment we get. I heard all the speech previous ladies also.
Mm-hmm.
And it also depends how we respond to the situation. So I cannot, as you said, we cannot predict anything. It's amazing, like a game.
Okay, please continue. We cannot predict anything.
So I should talk a lot.
No. It's interesting. I'm interested to hear your whole point. So what do you mean by that?
I'm not judging anybody, but each and every character is in a game. And I see the life like that. And when I heard her story, somewhere it was relatable to me. Just I didn't have baby, but she was rearing a child.
Mhm.
And nowadays, these things are increasing. Each and every people have some issues. And the way you present the small, like 5 second, 10 second, your message. I also am like I cannot say I'm your big fan, but yes, it make my day.
Okay, no, that's great.
So
Thank you.
I'm really happy. Like some people usually in the TikTok is a place like where people mostly I don't want to say it directly, but the idiot, our inner child, we all are somewhere we are idiot, and we want to act what we are, and those majority 90% people are doing that, and they are gaining the view and they are gaining the likes, they are gaining the money also. But you are someone who talks about the reality, like moral values and pain and happiness and everything. So I enjoy that one. And any by mistake, if I'm scrolling, I complete that your video because I know it will not waste my time and it will make my day.
Okay, yeah.
So that's good.
That was a beautiful share. Thank you. Yes, at some point you are right that somehow social media is full
Yeah.
of this kind of like content,
Yeah.
which I don't know how
Looks like
who actually who is this content actually serving, but they get the attention, but it's okay. So it's not about how big you are, it's about how long you can stay the way you are.
right.
And hopefully yeah, so things be better, of course, with this kind of mindset and all this insight that you just shared. Of course, hopefully things will be much better. If you I believe so. It was like, for me, it was a really long time I was not happy with everything you just said, and then I realized if you're not happy about it, make a move, do something. And that's how why we are here, and all we, like, over 200 people now are watching, joining, commenting. It means that we are not, of course there are like millions of people who think like you, and it's always nice to connect these kind of like-minded people all around the world. Well, yeah, so thank you for joining. It was really nice to talk to you.
Yeah, Iman. I'm so happy and blessed.
Thank you. Bye. From Nepal, we had Germany, we had Belgium, we had Lebanon, Austin, Texas, and yeah, what else? India. Okay, I think we can have a couple of more guests before we wrap it up. Switzerland, Dominican Republic. See? New York City. We are everywhere. Okay. And self-worth and self-value. Let's see. Where are we?
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Iman. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's the end of my work day, so it's good.
Awesome. Okay. Would you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, are we doing introductions today?
So yes, people join, they introduce themselves. People now are listening to you from TikTok, watching you on Instagram, they are listening to you on YouTube. So if you are comfortable, please.
I am here. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
From Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Mariam from Wisconsin. Okay, thank you for joining. What do you think about the topic?
Net worth. Are we talking financially or emotionally?
So that is the question. How do you define net worth?
Well, so there's an internal perspective and external perspective. So how people see you and how you see yourself. So for the longest time, I saw it, and I can't say I don't see it anymore, but it's more of the financial perspective. And especially now, I'm moving to a different phase of my life. So it's definitely financial. Not saying that we should not strengthen, the emotional and non-monetary part of things, but I guess it's kind of both. But it also counts how people see you. I mean, I'm still trying to get over the fact that does it really matter how people see me? And as much as, I want to believe that I shouldn't care, but I do. So I can say that it's definitely half and half.
So in your opinion, your net worth is half what you have in monetary world and half what you have in your, let's say, intellectual or spiritual life, right?
Yeah, spiritual, intellectually, right? Yeah, and experience-wise too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I think, I respect your point of view, but I believe half is too much for financial. Yeah, but so as you said, I believe you are going through a transitional phase, and so you cannot. We are all products of our experiences, and I cannot see things through your eyes, and you see things the way that you do, and I hope.
So I just have to be on my own, and I just have to take pride in what I have accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Through the immigration, the difficult childhood, and all of those things. So, I definitely take pride in what I have right now. Not that I have much, and I think that is going to be part of some of the spiritual net worth that I have. So, even though it's not really the financial part, but that is part of the experience, and that's some of the experience of how I got here.
Mm-hmm.
Was how I have been able to manage myself financially, and will keep doing, in the very near future.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you for your share. Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself, Iman.
You too. Thank you. Bye. Okay. Yeah, so it's always the question is that how we can divide this different aspect and how we can actually integrate financial and all the other aspects, spiritual experience, health, and all this stuff all together, and make a life, one life out of it. One more guest, I guess we can have here. And Eileen. Hello? Okay. Oh, hello? Hello? I cannot hear you. I don't know what is the problem. Maybe you are muted, or I cannot hear you at all. No, I cannot hear you. What can we do? Are you on a, so we can, like, let's try it again. So I just, like, let's try again. Yeah, so leave the call and you can come back. Yeah, let's try it again. Try it again. Yeah. I remember about more than 6 months ago, I had an exam, online exam, and I had the same problem. It was online, but from home, and all the camera stuff, they observe, and the surveillance camera, so they check you, but when I joined the exam, my audio didn't work. They couldn't hear me, and they don't let me start my exam until they hear the sound of the ambience. So it was challenge, like I tell you. Took me about 6 hours to fix it. And instead of 9 a.m., I started my exam 3 p.m. 6 hours. I keep joining. I said, no voice. Oh, come on. Again and again. And after a couple of tries, because they, like the agent and the other side was not so patient. They see that, so you cannot, they cannot hear you. So you say, okay, contact the support team, and then they disconnect you. They just cut you off. I joined 12 times, and they see the records, because every time I joined it was a new agent. So yeah, it seems that you're joining for the 10 times and it's not working. What is the problem? I don't know. But after 12 times, it was this nice lady who actually listened to me, even though she couldn't hear me. It was just looking at me. I was like, okay, just wait, let me let me talk. I write on a paper, show her. Okay, so what is going to happen now? You cannot hear me, but so my exam is supposed to be at 9, and now it's like 2 p.m. She said that you have time until the end of the day to have your exam. I say, okay, I will fix it. Let's do this. I didn't actually know what is the problem. I could figure out there's something wrong, but I didn't know what it is. I signed out. I deleted my whole Windows. Oh, my laptop was actually shocked. And like, are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Everything will be gone. This is exactly what I want. Just let it go. I deleted. I removed. For kind of format all this computer and download the Windows again. It took 2 hours. And I took a shower. I get ready again. I come back at 3 p.m. Joined the call. It was like a killing, painful process. And in the after 14, 15 tries, the agent shows up on my screen, and I said hi. He said hi. So, oh my God, can you hear me? I said, yeah. So I love you. Let's just start it. And this is it. So it was a very frustrating day. Hopefully we never had the same problem ever. So yeah, no, there's nothing worse than no one can hear you. Not literally, but maybe, if you have no voice. It's not about you cannot talk, but someone need to be there to listen. And yeah, so our guest is not here yet. If you are ready to join, you are on the priority if you want to join. No? Okay. Hello? Okay. We tried. We did try. Let's see. Come on. We need to have our last guest. Hello?
Hi, Dr. Imam.
Hi. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
How's everything going?
It's going good. It's actually going really good.
Do you have good news for us?
Well, I'm doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had Thanksgiving last week off, of course, and then I start chemo this week. But my doctor did give me approval for 4 weeks off, so my daughter and I are going to London.
Oh.
For 3 weeks, yeah. And then we're probably gonna take a train to France. So I have a cousin that lives there. So so yeah, you know.
Awesome.
She's out of school. She's out of university. So that's the only real time that we can travel because I don't like traveling in the heat. But otherwise, same old, same old.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good to know that you're traveling now. It's a good news, of course.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because it's a pretty long flight, so that we'll see. But it's okay. I'll take all my medication with me. But,
so, what do you think about the topic? About
I've actually been listening this whole time, and I will tell you, I actually realized this really late in life. For me, coming from a very humble background, it was all about the money. It was about your net worth and what you can show people and stuff like that. How big of a house or how big things were. It wasn't until I got sick, and I'll tell you the moment I realized what your true net worth was the day, it'll be 3 years, New Year's Day, when I had my surgery for my cancer. A week home, I came late at home, and I'm a connoisseur of couture handbags. Okay, so I have several of these handbags, and I opened up my closet, and I realized how little they meant if I didn't have help. So for me, from my perspective, I think number one, I think health is very important. Because if you're not healthy, you're no good to anybody. You're no good to yourself. Do you understand? And
you know a little bit about my journey. I mean, I've been to the point where I can't get out of bed. I've been to the point where I haven't been able to walk. I've been to the point where I haven't been able to eat. I've lost my hair. I've done that. So you really, truly find, and I'm still searching because I'm still very tied to that thing of, well, like you told me in the last time you and I talked, he goes, go back and listen to your video. And I did. I did take your advice. But it's still hard, very difficult for me to see what my self-worth is. It's hard for me, and I don't know why. I don't know why I need validation from other people. Maybe because I'm a people pleaser. I don't know. But I have been working on it and trying to separate each relationship, be it the husband and wife, sister, mother, whatever, to separate these, because I'm very sensitive sometimes when things are said to me and I take offense to them, when they weren't really about me. And I think that's my own self-esteem issues. So I have been learning to try to love myself. So like this trip that I'm taking, it was in a birthday, the money was a birthday gift for my husband, because I said, and at first the trip was not even in my mind. It was all about monetary stuff. But I said, you know what? I don't want monetary stuff anymore. I want to make memories. Okay. Mm-hmm. I go, nobody knows how long they're going to be on this earth. So, and with my situation, it makes it a little more difficult. And so I did that, and I'm excited, but I don't know, internally, I've always, whenever I have something exciting going on, I don't know if it's the way I've been raised or what, I always have this internal fear that something's going to go wrong. And I don't know why. I don't know why. So I've been working on that. I've been working on myself. I've been trying to eat more healthy. I've been, because I think a lot of my self-worth had come from, and it's a childhood thing, of just my appearance and of how much I've always compared myself to someone who I always look at, she's so much prettier than me, or she's so much skinnier than me. And I put a lot of self-worth in that and forget what my own attributes are. Because God chose me to be this way. Okay? And so it's difficult. I will tell you, for me, it's very difficult. And as I get older, I literally just a week and a half ago, I turned 50, and I go, whoa. I was like, wow, where did the years go? I'm like, and then I look and I'm like, what do I have to account for those 50 years of my life? I have a lot. I shouldn't say that. I'm not saying that, I didn't do a lot in my life. But for myself, I think I have a tendency to put myself on the back burner. And I would like one of the other ladies said, I have difficulty saying no. When someone asks me to do something. So I'm learning to do that because it's very necessary. Even if you're not ill, So in my sense, I think network in the monetary sense is a part of who you are, but I think you have to really, in a nutshell, you can't put it in one bubble, because we're so complex of a human being that it depends on how we've been raised. Coming from a very, coming from Pakistan and being raised here and with a very orthodox family and trying to live two different lives simultaneously and trying to be successful in those lives simultaneously, becomes difficult. And so a lot of those things stem from, or my own self-worth. Like I said, I have a difficult time of accepting what I have accomplished as, oh, that's a good, wow. And I think that's just something that I have to deal with. And I've considered therapy. I've, but sometimes, when you've done social work or stuff, and you're like, I don't need it. I know what they're talking about. But no, you do. I've gone to it before in the past and it works. So I think for me, bottom line, it really is how you feel about yourself. Your net worth is what you know inside and what you can and cannot know, what your boundaries are of what you can and cannot do. Okay.
Yeah.
And so so that's what I want to work on. Is I feel I've been taken for granted for, and that's not fun. And so I'm like, okay, well, I need to learn how to be happy on my own, in the sense of, I'm still not working. I plan on going back to work, but I'm not working. But it's like throughout the day, doing little things to make myself happy throughout the day, and say, okay, at the end of the night, so I can rest and say, okay, well, that was a pretty, fulfilling day that I had.
You are fighting. I'm just repeating it because some people might not know that. You are fighting cancer. It's been years now, right?
Yeah, 3 years.
And I believe your net worth is $1 billion every day. The way that you see the life. Every day you wake up, every single minute you spend with your family, you see your children. You are the walking example of, I don't mean that the monetary aspect is not important, but you are a walking example of how much we are sometimes ignorant about things that we have, that we cannot even put a price on it. It's like there is a mental practice, which is really important. And I highly recommend everyone do this. This is something that we can try.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they call it like $10 million question.
Right.
Are you going, how do you feel if I give you $10 million?
Wow. Excited. Yeah.
Happy, excited.
Yeah.
In fact, let's make it 50 million. How do you feel?
Same. Wow.
But so how do you feel if I tell you that I give you 50 million, but God forbid you don't wake up tomorrow morning?
No, I don't want it.
No?
No.
So you believe that the fact that you wake up every morning worth more than 50 million.
Absolutely.
But do you feel happy or wow and excited every morning you wake up the same that you have 50 million? Not you personally, us. There are things that we don't see the value in it as long as we have it every day. As you said, we take it for granted. And yeah, so your net worth is beyond numbers because you're healthy. You wake up, that's enough. And of course, the rest of your monetary, your positions, your business, your job, like it's up and down. It's like very little amount of the small portion of the rest, which is important. Money is, I mean, money is the like 6 cents. They call like the 6 cents that may, you know, that they let you enjoy the other 5. Yeah, so it's part of the game. You cannot ignore it, but this it's part of the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you should see it all together, and I believe you are a really perfect example for this mindset, and I really appreciate that you joined and you share, and as you said, like all this handbags and all of it, like all the, you know, everything else, houses, cars, and like just the, you know, the mental game that we just did, like with $50 million. So it just, when you don't have the other 5 cents, the 6 was not so appreciated.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I think it's because I've been, you know, and honestly, people might think this is a little weird. I appreciate the fact that I went through this. I know, inshallah, I will survive, but I think for me personally, it was something necessary that I needed to go through to learn some very, very good life lessons, you know, and I wouldn't take it back, you know, I wouldn't take it back. Would I want it? Of course not, but it happened. So when it happened, I wanted to make the best of it. Because I don't want to, you know, of course there were times where I cried. You know, everybody does. That's a human nature. You know, you go to the doctor, you get this, you know, death sentence, and you know, nobody knows when anybody's gonna die. I mean, but it's like when they give you a number, you're just like, but it just gave me that much more drive and my belief in, you know, my religious belief in God and how He works, and how determined I was to say, you know, okay, this has happened. Now, what's the next step?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's the next? 1 year went by, 2 years went by. Okay, now this is the 3rd year. And it's looking really nice. I mean, if I compare it from day 1 to now year 3, you know, and I compare, you know, my PET scans, I mean, there's night and day difference. And so I think now it's more of time of like, okay, I'm getting comfortable with it. So I need to start preparing for hearing that good news and getting back into the normal thing of life. I think that's what scares me. Because it's easy to be a victim. It's very easy to be a victim.
Yeah, sometimes it feels good. It feels like you receive all the attention, all the privilege, and sometimes that's why we stuck in this victim mindset, because it's
Right.
easier for us to just remain in that period. But our net worth is, people are actually mentioned, health, love. I want to add some memories, experiences, legacy. And you
Yes.
are, my friend, you are building up, you are making a legacy for your family.
Oh, thank
Every
you.
single day, people who following you, people who knows you, people who know you, they witness this story that you are writing every day.
Yeah.
And your legacy is your net worth, which is beyond numbers.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But well, it was really nice talking to you. I've been
Thank you so
waiting.
much.
I saw a couple of your other ones, but we didn't get a chance to talk. So I've been here from the beginning, waiting patiently. I'm like, oh, I hope he pushes the button so I can say hi.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, and have a wonderful evening, Dr. Iman.
You too.
Take
Have a good
care.
one. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Well, we passed 90 minutes. It's now almost 97 minutes that we are here live. I want to thank you all for joining me, and thank you for your shares, your comments, and your support. It was beautiful. Today we learned a lot about our net worth, which, of course, in our monetary gain is included, but it's not all. Your experience, your memories, your health, the amount of love that you project to the world, and the love you receive is your net worth. And no one can tell you how much is your value. No one but you, yourself. It's not what you have, it's not what you possess, it's what you have in your heart, and the feeling that you generate, the social life you have. It's all included. And yeah, so we all need to remember this fact that, as I said, money is important enough. It's like this sixth sense that let you enjoy the other five. Well, thank you all for joining me. Hopefully we can talk more soon again, and try to keep the daily talks during the day even sooner than this one. Have a beautiful day, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. Know your value, know your worth, and you worth $1 billion 1 minute. Don't let anyone tell you something else. Ciao. I'm gonna play this music, that song we have for the finishing, what they call it, like the ending music. Please enjoy.